What are some factors that encourage people to seek a future outside of Guyana?
Most persons migrate because of job opportunities for betterment.
The majority I know, they migrate because they have their family over there, mother, father, send for them.
We find that a lot of qualified people leave Guyana because there aren't the opportunities here.
Actually, better salary and more opportunity.
They want opportunities, better jobs, being able to educate themselves and so on.
For betterment, some people say, a brighter future. I think most people migrate from Guyana for a better future, not for themselves, but also for their families.
This week's discussion is on migration, and the theme for this discussion is Stand Where You Are and Demand What You Want. But before we get into our discussion, I'll allow my guests to introduce themselves to you, and I'll start at my far left. And
my name is Collis April. I'm currently a UG student studying tourism.
Hello, my name is Jessica Pereira, and I'm a second-year medical student at the University of Guyana.
Hi, I'm Michelle Calamity. I'm a UG lecturer lecturing in biology, not studying anymore.
And there you have it. And we will be discussing on migration and the importance of staying in our country and demanding what is right. Because as you see, our team says, stand where you are and demand what you want. So, you guys, how do you feel generally about the young people migrating on a daily basis? Because we know during the years it has robbed us of our talents and of all the well-rounded people.
It's not really that they don't care, but they don't see a future. They don't see a future in Guyana for themselves.
I often see, because I interact so much with young people because of my classes, I often think that Guyana is just like a transition country. It's where you just grow up, you go to university if you can. If there's other options, you'll take it to leave. But it's just here for young people to get as much as possible out of it, and to a point where they can't go any further in terms of personal development a lot of the times, then they tend to leave for other very prosperous, I guess, future elsewhere.
Well, I agree with both opinions given here, and I do think that most persons do feel like they can't live the type of life that they'd like to live here in Guyana. There aren't sufficient opportunities for them to develop themselves.
But what are some of the other issues that you feel are affecting young people from staying here and going to other countries that might have the same problems? Because we're not the only country that struggle economically.
You may get a job. I mean, that's a major concern for a lot of young people right now is, can I get a job? But it's not just getting a job, it's what can you do in that job? How can you grow as a person in that job? It has to do with, well, can I earn enough money in that job in order to fulfill a lot of the goals and dreams that I have? Is there a point where I can work for 24 hours every single day? Do I make enough money to buy a home at the end of the day, to buy a car, to go on vacations?
The population of a country needs to believe that the country does something for them. I'm going to use as an example social life. There's just very few places that someone can go to in this country to have a good time. If you don't drink, if you're not the type that likes the nightclub, the night scene, and you want genuine, clean, fun, entertainment, you want to relax, you want to experience different things, you don't have that here.
Or Brazil, for example, go over there. I would gladly go over there to become a garbage collector rather than become a garbage collector here, because over there a garbage collector is earning a good amount of money to support themselves. And also I could become a garbage collector and still continue my education. Wherein here in Guyana, working for minimum wage is really working for minimum wage. You're like working from paycheck to paycheck.
But looking at the struggle as in the sense of the corruption and in crime level, why would you leave here? Because Guyana is safer than many other countries in terms of security than how some people might look at it.
The crime wave is not as bad compared to other Caribbean countries or other developed countries, but the system of justice is not there. So you know, you can have crimes occurring. Like, for example, the other day, someone came into our house. Police did not come until like 4 o'clock in the afternoon after reporting it. At 6 in the morning. And automatically, I think Guyanese know, and we knew it ourselves, that the investigation, nothing will come out of it.
You said you knew beforehand that, yes, I'll call the police, but, you know, they wouldn't come. It's just stuff that we've lived with for a very long time, and it's a matter of people not being held accountable for stuff, you know. So you can have all of these different things set up, for instance, the judicial system, as you mentioned, the police, you have all of these things, we have all of that, but truly they don't function.
So we can say that these issues contribute to the 89% of our tertiary educated people migrating.
Of course.
In Guyana, and I must say that this is one of the highest percentage in the world.
For my example, one of the things I've noticed over the last 5 or 6 years being in Guyana is that a lot of educated people get frustrated by the system. And oftentimes we see people who may not necessarily have the education to be in top position. They don't have the leadership skills or the management skills. And they know this as well. So they grab onto the position with their claws. And they know like if they go elsewhere, they're not going to make it. And they frustrate you as well. And so I think that, in a sense, asks people who have the education to go somewhere else because they sense there's not enough equality and fairness in the whole system so that they can promote or grow. It is important for people, especially if you're an adult, to participate in activities that concerns you. I remember one time I was giving a presentation at UG, and it touched on equity in politics. And one of my friends came up to me and said, "Well, you voted them in as politicians in place, and you should let them, you should trust their judgment." But at the same time, my thinking is, well, yeah, we may have voted them in, but I want to be part of the system that makes the decisions for what happens to my life. When I was growing up, we always used to play marble or gam. And there's this psychologist called Piaget. He's Swedish, and he did an analogy of the moral judgment of children. And he sort of looked at it, well, how do children accept things that are right and wrong? And one of the things is that when they were young and they're playing marbles, and you ask them why do they follow the rules, they're like, well, the concept is it came from a higher power, it came from an adult. And when you ask them why don't you change the rule, they looked at him very whimsical and say, well, if you change the rules, then you're no longer playing marbles. And as a child, I think, and it applies to our system of politics, because we're in this similar childlike stage where we're obedient to whatever, whoever says this is the right way to do things. And I think in Guyana, we are still in the sort of very childlike sort of stage.
I have a friend that he's just waiting on his papers. He's just going to university because I'm going there to keep my company.
If somebody putting in your papers, then you're not as clued into building the society here as you would elsewhere. For me, though, the reason I came back was for family. My parents were here, and at that time, they're still here, and my entire generation. So it was nice to be around there. And the field that I'm studying in, which is conservation, there was more scope as well to be in a developing country.
I was born in Cuba. I've lived here for the greater part of my life. But I've just only been back in Guyana for about a year now, and I came back because my family is here. However, I don't think that I can see myself living here in Guyana permanently. I don't feel that I can do everything that I'd like to do with my life here in Guyana. I like to live. I like to get up at 5 a.m., 5 p.m. and know that I have a million things that I could potentially do.
I mean, Guyana has the potential for it. Maybe is it a matter of security? I mean, is that...
No, but it's not there.
It's not there, and there aren't very many things here. There's no variety, really. It's just the same thing over and over again. The same people, the same clubs, the same music, the same foods.
So as in keeping with our team, saying stay where you are and demanding what you want, my guest will tell you or give you some reasons to stay in Guyana and demand what you want. So I started with Collis, so I'll start this time with Michelle. So you just leave them with something to encourage them to stay in Guyana and to develop Guyana for the better.
I think Guyana is an amazingly beautiful country. Anyone who's had the opportunity to visit the interior can tell you that. And the people, they're very hospitable, and the food is amazing.
People should remember that the powerhouses weren't always, you know, powerhouse countries. And they started somewhere, and Guyana may be in the baby, you know, stage, but we need people to stay and to believe that things can change and hopefully get Guyana from baby to full, independent, mature adult.
For me, I would just like to see like better jobs and smart investments in Guyana.
For someone that is not going anywhere and has never planned to leave Guyana, I must say that what Guyana needs is that we need more accountable people, first of all, so that once something happens, they can report back to us, so that we can know and we can be inclusive in every single thing that goes on in our political system, so that we can understand what they're doing and who is there and why they get there. As FDF, one of FDF's main aim is to allow us to understand, or we're fighting so that we can understand what's going on in our political system. I must say that we had a wonderful discussion and we hope you all enjoyed it.